Përshëndetje gjithëve, më dëgjoni? Dejoni t'ju uroj mirëseardhjen në këtë takim të tretë të Akademisë së Lidershipit, të Executive Masterclass për gratë dhe vajza dhe vërteta. Të nderuar zonja Miki, mësimtare të Parlamentit Shqiptar, nderuar zonja Shqipëria juaj Komunikimi, të nderuara deputetët të Vendit të Shqipërisë, të nderuara kolegët të përfaqësuesve të organizmave ndërkombëtare në Shqipëri, të nderuara ekspertët që na keni bashkuar sot në këtë takim të tretë. Unë ju falenderoj për pjesëmarrjen, do të më thoshte pak të veçanta, është siç thashë një mësuar në këto kohë të fundit. Duke u falenderuar edhe një herë që keni qenë pjesë e përhershme në Akademisë së Lidershipit, të cilën neve në fakt e nisëm me idenë për të dhënë një kontribut më të ej në kufizimin e grave dhe vajzave ndërkombëtare. Shqipëria në fakt ka bërë disa hapa shumë të rëndësishëm, sepse ai përket rritjes së numrit grave dhe vajzave në ndërmarrje, kufizimin e kriterëve të tyre. Por me gjithë puna jonë prej vitesh të tëra për tashmë më shumë se 11 vitesh, kemi kuptuar që gratë e vajzat në ndërmarrje kanë nevojë për mbështetje dhe për fuqizues. Është në tonë që duhet ta kthej në anglisht. Në tonë që duhet ta kthej fjalimin në anglisht, që unë po e vijoj fjalimin tim në gjuhën angleze. As I was saying, the Leadership Academy Executive Masterclass for Women and Peace is an initiative that we have started to continue our work for empowering women in decision making. As we have done considerable progress in raising the numbers of women and girls in decision making in Albania, they need support and they need to be empowered. This is why we started this academy in one of the, I would say, the most difficult mandates that this parliament has had, although the women have shown their strength and their will to cooperate in every situation. We started the Leadership Academy that we organized in cooperation with the National Democratic Institute in Albania, with the great support of the U.S. Embassy in Albania, and with the support and wonderful organization of the Alliance of Women and Peace and of the Vice Commission, Parliamentary Commission for Gender Equality and Social Issues in the Parliament of Albania. Due to this cooperation, we achieved to help and support women and peace in two previous sessions related to public speaking and to leadership, in order to empower them and show them our support. We know that MPs in Albania, and especially women MPs, do not have an easy job. So this is why we're here, and this is why we will be here, as we have said before, to support women MPs based on their needs, shaping the Academy of Leadership based on the needs that they have for the moment. And this is why, after public speaking leadership, we decided together with women and peace and together with the Alliance of Women and Peace to shape this third training related to leadership and communication with voters in the times of Covid-19. This pandemic situation has changed the lives of each one of us and the way that we work, and of course also the way that decision makers work and the way they communicate with the public and with their voters and with the constituency. So this is why, in support of this difficult time, we decided today to start this academy for this month with two wonderful international experts that will be leading us to the training. Ms. Carolina Leakovic, that I will present her later in detail. She's an MP and a very well-known expert for gender issues and political issues in Croatia. And with Ms. Frida Arenos, she is the Senior Program Officer of Governance at NDI Washington, D.C. So we're happy to have you with us today, and thank you for joining us in this training. In order not to speak further, I would like to thank you once more thank the U.S. Embassy and NDI for your wonderful support. To thank the Alliance and the Commission for Gender Equality in the Parliament of Albania for the work that you do and for the great cooperation that we have. And to thank each of the MPs for their participation today, and also for being our voice in the Albanian Parliament. So thank you, and I'm very honored to have today with us His Excellency, U.S. Ambassador to the Republic of Albania, Ms. Yuri Kim, that has been a wonderful voice of women and girls, and is a wonderful model of women and girls in decision making in diplomacy worldwide. So thank you very much for being today with us, and I pass it.
All right, thank you so much for inviting me to join this group of such amazing women. First of all, good afternoon to Deputy Speaker Husi, Ms. Dimitri, Ms. Jibrea, all the women MPs, Ms. Arenos, Ms. Leakovic, Ms. Kovacevic, and of course you, Ms. Japani. I think I have met some of you in other gatherings, but it's great to have all of you here again today. This is such an important program. I don't know if we're doing interpretation, Edliro, or okay, great. I'll just continue. Great. All right. As you know, the national security strategy that was published by the White House says that investing in women helps achieve greater peace and prosperity for nations. And this is nowhere more true than in Albania. One of the things that I've noticed here is that women are pretty darned amazing. And I was actually quite surprised to find the number of women MPs and women activists, women in the cabinet, and to see that they are playing, in a sense, a normalized role, right? I hate to say it, but in a lot of countries, when you see women in the cabinet, they're usually the Minister of Family or the Minister of Health. And here, I love the fact that it's the Minister of Defense, you know, it's the Minister of Finance, and they're all the hard power, you know, high-powered positions. That's not to comment on specific policies, but it is to say that when the world sees women in positions of power, it gets them used to seeing women as powerful, and it kind of takes the woman aspect out of the equation. So one of the things that I love about being the American ambassador in Albania is personally, I get a little kick out of knowing that when I walk down the hallway now for my staff, rather than associating power and authority with the loud footsteps of a man, they associate it with hearing, you know, heels coming down the hallway. So I hope that people here, whether men or women, get used to hearing the footsteps of women and the face of women as the representation of power and of influence and impact. I hope all of you are able to use this academy as a way to build out your network, because that is such an important aspect of how to make a difference, as you all know. And I hope that whether you are in government or outside of government, you stay connected. There is a way to stay involved in governance and in policy making, no matter where you might be in relation to the official government. And the fact that you bring different perspectives and that you represent the range of political views, but also life experiences, is extremely important. I'm hoping that at some point, when the COVID-19 situation eases up, I'll have a chance to see all of you again in person, because I'd like to know you for my own network. I'm very curious as to how you have found your experience as leaders in Albania. I can only assume that as Albania moves forward with the EU process, that the role of women will only increase. And I think programs like this will help to make sure that when we get there, we're ready for it. The other thing that I will say is that in the time that I have been in my career, one of the things that has really struck me is that women want to be very prepared. By the time women present themselves for senior positions of leadership, they are extremely qualified. That's good, and that's also bad. I hope we get used to stretching and to taking a risk and to being demanding. I don't think that you should wait until you're exactly perfect for the job. I think that, like men who take a chance, and I mean, you'd be, I guess you won't be surprised, but I've sometimes been surprised at, who among men present themselves for leadership positions. And you know what? Sometimes they make it. And I say women should do the same. I think you should take a chance. I think, we should show guts, take a little gamble every now and then. That's probably not the official message of the Academy, but it's something that I wanted to share with you. And so before I conclude, let me also express my appreciation to the NDI here in Albania. You guys are doing tremendous work, and programs like this are exactly what the world needs. It's what America needs, it's what Albania needs, and I'm so very pleased to see that you are as active here as you are in other places that I've been. And the Parliamentary Subcommission for Gender Equality and the Alliance of Women Parliamentarians, I also appreciate you for your contributions, for your expertise in crafting the Academy's program, to make sure that it's responsive to what's actually needed here. And finally, I'd also like to thank the presidency of the Parliament for its special support and attention for the Academy. I wish all of you tremendous success, whether you are current MPs or soon to be MPs, or you're going to be something else. It doesn't matter. I think if you stay connected and you push past any boundaries and only define yourself by your terms, not anybody else's terms, that the world is going to be a better place. So I'm honored to be here. Thank you for including me.
Thank you, Ambassador, for your great support, for the support of the U.S. Embassy in Albania, for the continued support that they have had for gender issues and women in decision making. Actually, in 2008, when with the help of NDI, National Democratic Institute, and the Department of State, we created together the Women's Network Equality and Decision Making. Nobody thought that this network would keep going for 11 years now, because it was across political parties. It's 50% with women from the left side of political parties and 50% from the right. So nobody thought it would last and work and be a strong voice in Albania for more than 11 years. And what we have understood is that, as you said, women are the model of cooperation also across political parties. So also the sense of this academy is to be all together and to work together to empower each other. And we use this occasion to invite you in the next meeting that hopefully will be physical and longer than this, and we will keep going with the normal academy as we have done in the previous month. Thank you very much, and I pass the floor to one of as a she's one of the most famous activists, civil society activists in Albania, and we have honor now to have her as a deputy speaker of the Parliament of Albania. So it's such a great pleasure to have Ms. Vasilika Rusic as a great supporter of the women's movement in Albania, of this academy, and now a decision maker that is the voice of all of us. Thank you, Vasilika, and I pass it forward.
Thank you, Adlira. Good afternoon, everybody. Dear Mrs. Ambassador Yurikim, dear Mrs. Stepani, dear guests, Liakovic and Arenos, dear colleagues. Please allow me on behalf of Albanian Parliament to express my gratitude for this opportunity, but also for all the support provided by this network and the American Embassy. Of course, this meeting is very important. We are online, but it's important because of the situation caused by COVID-19. As you may know, the Albanian Parliament reacted immediately to work on online base thanks to support provided by NDI and OSCE and the excellent staff that Albanian Parliament has. Of course, the focus of Albanian Parliament was on some priorities on this situation, such as approval of the acts related to the COVID-19 or some groups such as minors, women, and victims of domestic violence have been in our priorities. Of course, we are still continue to work on online base, but we didn't forget the important role of the Albanian Parliament and for all the Parliament in this situation related to the strengthened oversight role towards the government and for better protection of human rights in this situation, but also for better addressing the problems created by COVID-19. I'd like to thank all the civil society actors who have been active on this moment through the public consultation process. We appreciate very much that they found it time and they have been more active than in normal situation. And thanks to the work and excellent work done by all the ladies here, the heads of the committees and subcommittees, we have done really a great job. Of course, some committees have been more active, but I'd like to say that access to the online education, child abuse, women as domestic violence victims have been in our focus. I appreciate very much this meeting also because we can share our experience how we can handle all the problems caused during this situation. And of course, we can learn from each other. But I'd like to say that the Albanian Parliament was the best model in the region. Thank you very much. And we are waiting to listen new experiences or maybe to learn from each other. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Susi, for being such a great support and such a great model of leadership in the Albanian Parliament. And I would like to pass the floor to one of the leaders of the Women's Alliance, Women's and Tea Alliance of the Albanian Parliament, which is one of the most interesting structures inside the Albanian Parliament, as it is cross-political parties, the cooperation that started the last mandate, but is continuing this mandate with great work and great leadership of women MPs and the great causes that has pursued during these years. And thanking you for your support for this academy and for the co-organization that we do for this academy with different activities. I would like to give you the floor, Ms. Elona Jebrea. I don't know if we will do it with translation or not. Can you confirm? Elona?
Faleminderit Elira, nuk e dëgjova?
Duhet më konfirmoje, do ta bëjmë me përkthim apo do ta në anglisht?
Okej, po flas anglisht për shpejtësi, edhe për të mos krijuar vështirësi, meqense u zgjodh kjo.
Faleminderit.
Okay. Dear Excellency Ambassador, dear Elia, dear Anna, dear colleagues, it's a pleasure that I can speak also as a deputy head of the Women Alliance of members of Parliament in this training today, which is also a collaboration between our alliance and the network of women in decision makings. I remember some days ago I saw on media, and it was a title. Sometimes the title is copied, but it was a very interesting title. And woman also supporting the electoral reform, and it was for the ambassador Yurikim. We are also used that in such, let's say, meetings and in such very important occasions, people are used to see men. And of course, it is an example also to ask, and also a saying, if you want work to get done, you can give it to a woman. I would also like to also share today very good news that we have also approved in today the plan of action of our alliance for 2020, and also another plan of action for the parliament with I cannot say now in English. So this is also a result of support of many women, of our colleagues, OCE and all our actors, which has been involved to support our alliance, and also the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Husi, also has given a very great support. Of course, we have also a lot of things to say and to support, especially in this part of the year for the alliance with our work and a very clear objective, especially for the domestic violence and for the enhancing economic power for women, and why not also the inclusion of men. It is a fact, it was mentioned also from the ambassador, that Albania has done a tremendous progress for the participation of women in politics. We have now a government with 50% women, with a prime minister that support them and promote them, looking and seeing for them a great value that they have in society, as well as municipality councils in the same quote as the government, and of course also the parliament, which also has the highest number of women so far. But can be enough? I think we have definitely to work, and I think we all agree that we have to do more. And of course, also being also representative of the civil society many years ago, as also some of my colleagues here in the parliament, we have lobbied, and we know that quotes, the gender quota, are important, but they are not. Sometimes I heard that people say that is a mechanical thing, but in the society as ours, when the fight with women, with manpower is a challenge, we have to work, and I think is a necessity to have gender quota. And of course, looking to what the COVID-19 has also seen, that a lot of women has been very active and important women, such as prime ministers in Denmark, in New Zealand, and Germany. I think also Albania is also a success story, that even we have not yet won the battle with COVID-19. And I think that the issues such as gender balance are also a challenge for all countries, even in the countries which are very democratic, such as US, when the women do really a power and a voice. And of course, it's not. We are very pleased that we have an ambassador, a woman from this important country and a powerful country. And I think in my memory, we don't have so many in our country. And I hope that Albanian women will be more appreciated for their work and from their sacrifice, and not any work for them is easy work, but I think together we can do it. Thank you very much.
Ms. Debrea, thank you for your continued support and for the work that we are doing, not only supporting women and girls in Albania, but also supporting communities, and also for all the efforts that you've been doing during this difficult time. And we know and we completely understand that it has been a difficult time being a decision maker during this pandemic situation. And we thank you for all your efforts and your support to all of us. I would like to close this opening session to pass to the technical work with our great trainers that we have today. I thank Your Excellency Ambassador Louis for being here with us today. And thank you once more for your support and for everything you've been doing for Albania, and especially for women and girls that need a lot of support. Thank you for being with us today. And unë falenderoj të gjithave që pranuat këtë pjesë edhe në momentin e fundit ta zhvillonin në anglisht. Besoj se shkoha që ta mbyllim këtë pjesë të parë të fjalimeve të mirëtarëve, të kalojmë tek trajnimi, dhe të mbyllim për teknikën edhe pjesën e reagimit. Dhe falenderit ambasadorët të Shtetit Bashkuar të Amerikës, e cila ishte me ne sot, dhe falenderit ambasadës, e cila ka qenë një mbështetëse e përhershme e këtyre nismave, jo vetëm për vajzat e gratë, por për komunitetin e shqiptarëve shqiptar, dhe veçanërisht kësaj akademie të lidershipit, vajzave dhe grave deputete, jo sepse vajzat dhe gratë kanë nevojë për më shumë trajnime leadershipi apo të ndryshme, por sepse dinë të bëhen bashkë dhe të punojnë bashkë për kauzat të bashkëta dhe të qenë në marrëdhënie edhe më të mira në shërbim të komuniteteve dhe të popullatës së tyre. Unë falenderoj dhe jap më njëherë fjalën